Hi Sagittarius! Happy New Year from JJ. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. This will be your January 2017 dedicated tarot reading, a general reading that will hopefully look at different aspects of your life, including love. Many people have requested that I start considering having love readings done on a monthly basis. I'm still thinking about it. If more people want this, please let me know if there are any specific requests. As long as they're reasonable and as long as I have time for it, then I'll try my best to make the effort, of course. I'm just a little bit short on time nowadays. Unfortunately, things are getting a bit busier here, and I'm hoping to continue doing this, of course. I don't want to bore anyone, most importantly. So if love readings are what you guys want, then love readings it shall be. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's with their family and friends. I know I have. And still am, of course. Still December. Still 2016. Just a couple of days away from the new year. I'm looking forward to that. 2016 has been a tough year. It has been a tough year. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. And I'm a Sagittarius rising, ergo I feel the need to be extra honest about this, as I feel like many of you will be able to relate. But 2017 is going to be a good one. It's going to start off really quick. It's going to be very optimistic. You're going to be a lot more energized. I know a lot of you are very energized anyway now. Some of you are probably even still celebrating from your last birthday month. Aren't able to get out of that party mood. Some of you have been a little bit feisty too. I speak on behalf of the Saggies that I know around me. I'm a Sagittarius rising, but I haven't really, I'm talking more about Sagittarius suns. I've noticed a few being extremely open and willing to pick a fight here and there. Friendly fights, nothing with bad intentions or anything like that, just a friendly fight. You spend a night out drinking with your friends and then all of a sudden you're feeling like having a little of a brawl here and there, getting into a tiff, but you kind of enjoy doing this anyway. Who are we kidding, right? Mars will be entering your sign in January, on the 4th of January, which means if you don't think you're already active enough now, oh, that is all going to change. Things are going to pick up the pace for you guys, for Sagittarius, in January. You're going to feel like you can take on the world. You're going to feel like it's the perfect time to start investing in new challenges, in ideas that have been brewing in your mind for quite a while. You're going to feel like it's a lot easier to talk to your friends, your family, and you're going to feel extremely loved anyway. I mean, we're still all celebrating now, which naturally means that we are around our loved ones more now. But this is a trend that's going to continue the first half of January. There might be some difficult aspects that happen around the 10th where you might start to feel like you're a little bit in doubt. But this is not something that you can't overcome by going to the gym and letting off some steam that way, some healthy steam. All in all, I think it's looking good. I think that January is of course it's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Everyone always likes to uphold their too many cards, likes to uphold their New Year's resolutions naturally, but this is something you're going to be a lot more capable of doing than others. And I think that has a lot to do with this Wheel of Fortune here. That's in the past position, but major arcanas like the Wheel of Fortune take quite a while to act out and play out. Something like the Wheel of Fortune can play out for an entire year. So it's really hard to say when this started, and it's really hard to say when it will end. It's very interesting to me that the Ace of Wands popped up before the Wheel of Fortune. It's a major leap between an ace and the Wheel of Fortune here, signifying completion of sorts, signifying the end of a phase, signifying that you're moving out of a hard period and entering a new one. And it has been your Saturn return for the past 3 years, and you are entering the last year of this Saturn return, Sagittarius. So I'm not saying that things are going to get things are going to lighten up immediately now, but that come the end of 2017, yeah, we're jumping ahead another year here, but come the end of 2017, you're going to see how all of this has profited you, how all of this was meant to be, all the hardships, all the relationships you lost, all the difficult times you may have had in business, with colleagues, with bosses, with partners, all of that is slowly coming to an end. You're going to go from feeling less capable, from feeling paranoid, from feeling like you can't trust a lot of people around you, to a point where you're not even going to be contemplating anymore who's good and who's not in your life. You're simply going to be moving on, and you already are moving on. You've made it a point this final month of 2016, because we are still in December as I conduct this reading right now, you've made it a point to officially move ahead and move forward, even if this means that you're doing it on your own. You know now that you are capable. You know you have the strength to let go of the bullshit and to move on and into your own power here. You do this because you have finally come into your element, and you will be coming into your element. Yes, this is more present terms, but it's practically January, and you're feeling alive more than ever. It is a time to rise above. If I'm going to talk about any channeled messages that came through while I was meditating earlier, it was to rise above, and that is something that you are doing now better than a lot of other signs. I started off the January 2017 readings with Capricorn, and I think I even said the same thing to Capricorn actually, that now is a time where they can really focus a lot on themselves and on having people around them recognize that they have just want to pull out the cards that flipped in the deck while I was shuffling. That there's going to be an opportunity for them to really become noticed. It is the same for you, but the difference I feel is that the spotlight has been on you for a while now, since your birthday month, and it is continuing that way. You are loud, you are lively, you are feisty, you are willing to put up more fights, you are willing to accept the challenges in your life, because this has been a theme for the last 2 years now, and now you're at a point where you can master this. You can master it between having a great balancing of emotions with this Queen of Cups and your own element here of temperance, saying that you now know what it means to settle every area of your life in the fairest manner you can, where it's no longer about prioritizing necessarily, but it's dedicating a healthy amount of time and energy to your health, your love, your business, and whatever it is that you're taking on in 2017 in January. You finally recognize that surrendering is key. It is key to your happiness. It comes in fast, and this 8 of Wands here, in my opinion, other readers don't have to agree with me here, But in my opinion, this Eight of Wands can be quite contradictory to this Hanged Man who asks you to pause and take a break and reflect, and to do so by taking as much time as you need. Whereas when you have something like the Eight of Wands, there's a lot of speed, there's a lot of breadth, there's a lot of messages coming in your way. And this can be, to me, more on a mental level. It doesn't have to necessarily be manifesting around you, but this is your own element. I feel like it is a fire sign at the end of the day here. But this force can be working in an opposite manner to the Hanged Man here. But it is a fortunate force that comes in to remind you that surrendering is key, and objectifying certain things about your own emotions and where you stand in life will also have you where you need to be, where you no longer have to spend too much time thinking how much emotion is worth putting into a situation, because you've already dealt with that. You have already dealt with that. With all the losses and dwelling on spilt milk here, you even exaggerated the amount of emotion that was coming in. You exaggerated the amount of emotion you were also receiving from others. It could have played out as a bit of an illusion here. Or you realized that this was fruitless, and you finally turned around. You saw that you have these two cups still standing and waiting for you here. Took one of them and went all out. In the past position again here. Something developed pretty quickly here, And for some of you, this can be a feeling of lust between you and a partner, where you met someone and were instantly attracted to them, instantly, without hesitation, attracted to them, and things developed pretty quickly, far too quickly. And if this is not a person, this was an idea that you decided to go forward with very, very quickly, without doing all the math, without looking at all the figures, to such an extent that it came to completion a lot quicker than you would have expected it to as well. Therefore, you may have lost some of your dignity in the process, is what I'm getting, for a while, spending a lot of time thinking about whether or not this was the right move, whether or not you moved too fast, whether or not you were off target. You guys are archers at the end of the day. Sagittarius, when you aim, you really aim for the bullseye. And you usually nail it when you're in your element. But recently, in the past, that hasn't been the case. You haven't been too in your element, and you've been more willing to let go anyway. You've been willing to have some fun, fool around, muck around. You knew it's your birthday. Oh, Christmas is coming up. Oh, New Year's is coming up. Why should I take things too seriously? We're coming to the end of a year. Come 2017, it's all going to be different. You're now ready to become serious again. You are. And by acknowledging this, by acknowledging the fact that you're ready to take on new challenges, you prompt this tower in the future. You prompt it. And again, what a huge leap it is from, my word. What a huge leap it is from this Ace of Pentacles to this Tower. Identical in a way to this Ace of Wands leaping to this Wheel of Fortune. At some point in the future, at some point in this present time, when you've made an active decision to move on and to deal with all the obstacles that to tie up the loose ends. There are still some loose ends you need to deal with. Even as you come into January, There are some loose ends, but you're willing to put up with them. You know you're more than capable of fixing whatever it is that's gone wrong here. You have a shot at starting anew. And this has the ability to create a lot of money for you. A lot of fortune may be coming your way. But you know that you have to reevaluate how you approached such an opportunity. Because in the past, it didn't go so well for you with this Ace of Wands. It may have not gone so well with you. You made leaps and bounds. You didn't punch in all the numbers correctly. You lost some money. You may have lost a partner. You may have lost someone involved with this venture, and it terminated rather quickly. But the wheel is now giving you an opportunity, or had given you an opportunity recently, to move away from these losses and to take your winnings with you, to take what you've learned with you into the present, which is nice. There have also been offerings of love that come your way. You are letting go now. You are letting go. You're finally surrendering. You're finally surrendering to this idea and letting things unfold organically, which is how it should be done, in my opinion. But if you're spending more time doing one thing over another, I think that has a lot to do with this Queen of Cups here, this Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Pisces came to me very, very quickly, Sagittarius. So for some of you, this may indeed be referring to a Pisces. I feel like this Knight of Cups here is linked to this Queen of Cups. Where this Knight of Cups could be an offer of love that was made to you. One that you may have not accepted too quickly because you were still dealing with a lot of losses here. You didn't have time to think about what was right in front of you, actually, well, behind you. You didn't realize that you had this opportunity, but once you woke up, you saw that there were more offers of love made to you. It came to you rather quickly. You decided, I'm going to surrender. I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to force it anyway. I'm not going to force it. I will think about it. However, I think I'm going to be content, perhaps, with this Queen of Cups here, who seems to provide what I need on an emotional level. But Sagittarius, there is something, though, I would like to say, and that is that fire signs like you tend to be a harsh energy for water signs like Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So I advise that you take reflection on this, because you don't want to end up hurting someone. And you are more likely here to hurt this water sign than for you to get hurt in exchange. Sorry, in contrast, I mean. And you might deeply affect this person who's involved in your life at the moment, present in your life, centering your entire reading here. You might not feel as much as they do or have towards you, and you embody, therefore, this Knight of Wands energy in the future, and you just bounce. You just bounce, where you're like, well, I wasn't really planning on this being a permanent thing. It was more of a fling for me, yada yada. So sorry, but no. Thank you, but no thank you, kind of thing. I need to focus on me. I need to focus on my world. I need to focus on my career. Choosing career over love here. Which was the main reason anyway, why you wanted or you are thinking of just bouncing anyway. You're like, this love, all this love, ooh, so much love, you guys. All this love, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's wonderful. Thank you for loving me. I appreciate it. I really do. But now's not the right time. Now's not the right time. And I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong impression with this Hanged Man surrendering. But I need to focus on this. I need to focus on this. I will probably break your heart because I need to focus on all these things. I'm going to bounce. I need to attend to my career. I need to focus my attention on this Ace of Pentacles that has the ability to raise my capital. And I know it might mean that I'm going to be doing this on my own. Hey, maybe you want to join me later in the future? Because this is something that can be very real. This is a connection that I might want to revisit again in the future. And with this Knight of Wands energy, there is a lot of going back and forth anyway. This Knight of Wands never stays in one place for too long. Whether that's on an emotional level, most certainly on a physical level, these people don't like to commit too much. And by these people, I mean you. Because this is a fire sign we're talking about here. And this energy may very well break this Queen of Cups heart. And this Queen of Cups was meant to walk into your life. This was the order of events here. The Wheel of Fortune tilting in your favor and allowing you to see that you don't need to dwell on your losses and that there is room for new love. This Queen of Cups here. But at the same time, you might not be in the right place right now to dedicate as much attention as you would like to, perhaps, at a future stage. And so the outcome is this Three of Swords. I'm sorry to say. But that is that is when we are talking about love. So hey, you guys kind of got a love reading at the same time. When it comes to fearing for the past, you don't want that to happen. You were not yourselves in the past. You are yourselves now. In the future, this is more the energy we're going to be looking at here, where you make sure that you don't stay put in one place unless it is the place to be in. And that is talking more in terms of paying attention to your surroundings, your home life, friendships, even family, and how to deal with this. But this will inadvertently affect your love life as well, is what I'm trying to say here. There is this conflict between accepting this love, which is a lot of it, a lot of love, moving forward the way that you are now, and just focusing on your career. And even by ending on this note with this Two of Wands here, even by ending on this note, a decision still needs to be made in terms of which path you're going to end up taking here. Are you going to end up focusing on your career, or will you be looking back to this heartache that you may have caused or are about to cause this Queen of Cups here? Regretting the fact that you chose your career, or you are choosing your career over this relationship in the future. This is a person who regrets that on the one hand, they may be extremely successful. So of course there's no regret there. You can be successful in your career. But they regret the fact that that means that they've had to compromise, you know, whether or not they could partner up with someone. So this tower is going to be huge. Not that this Wheel of Fortune isn't big enough, you guys. This Wheel of Fortune is pretty goddamn huge, but this Wheel of Fortune, it acts behind the scenes, whereas this tower is going to make itself known to you. And to me, has a lot to do with this Three of Swords. Crikey! It's a lot to take. It's a lot to take. Bottom of the deck is this Queen of Pentacles. To me, suggests that you're going to be picking finances, career, intellect over love at the moment. This is not going to apply to all of you. This is not going to resonate with all of you. In fact, the idea that the one message that, you know, came to me mid-meditation was to rise above, and I happened to be focused a lot on one particular element of the Temperance card, which popped up on its own now as we were shuffling the cards. And it is this rising sun here. I actually cannot tell if this is a setting sun or a rising sun. I should know this. However, to me, when I look at this card, this is a rising sun. And for me, therefore, this reading may resonate more with Sagittarius rising than it will with Sagittarius suns or Sagittarius moons. But you guys be the judge of that, and you can let me know. Okay, Saggy. I think that's it for your reading. I don't notice any recurring elements in terms of numbers here. It's pretty well distributed. 2 aces, though, I will tell you this, that usually does indicate trickery. But that can go a myriad of ways. It can be you playing the trickster. It can be someone manipulating you in one way or another. Everything that I've said can also be reversed. So it could be that you are the one, for example, that makes this grand gesture of love to this Queen of Cups in the future. And she may not be the one, or he may not be the one who is willing to put up with this, which does end up breaking your heart. Can go either way. But I'm feeling that this is more your doing because of this Knight of Wands. So do watch it. You don't want to start off 2017 on that note and end up with some sort of a karmic imbalance. But if this is something that needs to happen because you are in a position right now where you have to attend to your business, you have to attend to your career, then no one is going to blame you for this, Sagittarius. And at the end of the day, it's how you deal with it that matters the most. It's how you approach the situation. If you approach it with integrity and honesty, and you do not end up leading anyone on, then it's fine, of course. But if you decide to play around with people, they're not so sure of your intentions, and you shock them by saying, well, I don't think I'm going to stay here any longer. I'm just going to go. Like, it's, to me, I feel like, it's just like getting in the car and just like leaving with this card. You don't want that. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thumbs me up if you did. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I am so happy to welcome 2017. I am so happy to put 2016 behind me personally. So I'm hoping this year is going to be a fantastic one for all of us. Okay, guys. Ciao. Bye.